You ever see a rifle so slick, so stripped down to just what works? It makes you question why every other gun you own weighs as much as a bag of concrete. Survival rifles have come a long way from rusty truck guns and Boy Scout toys. These days, the best ones fold, float, or break apart like a magician's trick, all while still packing enough firepower to drop a squirrel or a threat in one shot. In 2025, with political tension high and backpack space tight, these rifles aren't just a fun range toy anymore. They're tools for the real world. Whether you're bugging out, bushcrafting, or just want something that doesn't cry when you drop it in the mud, this list has something for you. We're breaking down the 10 best survival rifles based on what actually matters, how easy they are to carry and deploy, how simple they are to clean in the field, how many different rounds they can eat without choking, how well they run in garbage weather, and how straight they shoot when it counts. So buckle up, because we're starting from decent and going all the way to damn near perfect. And spoiler alert, a couple of these cost less than a tank of gas in California. The Chiapa M6 is one of those rifles that gets people talking, usually with either curiosity or confusion. It's like someone at Chiappa said, let's bring back the Air Force survival gun, but give it more options and just enough weird to keep people guessing. Built around a double-barrel break-open design, it combines 22 long rifle or 22 Magnum on top with 410 shotgun below. And if that wasn't enough, you can add X-caliber inserts for even more caliber madness. The whole thing folds flat, weighs about 5.8 pounds, and can be stowed away without looking like a threat until you unfold it. On paper, it sounds brilliant. In the field, it's a mixed bag. It's rugged and functional, but the trigger feels like you're squeezing a chunk of cold steel. The sights are workable but not ideal, and accuracy depends on how patient you are. This gun isn't for everyone. It's more of a backup to your backup, or a dedicated tool for someone who already knows how to work with its quirks. It's not tactical, it's not fast, but it's dependable and gives you options when you're low on choices. It's like the multi-tool of survival rifles. Not the best at anything, but it just might bail you out when things go sideways. Now here's a rifle that actually feels like it was built with real-world survival in mind. The Savage Model 42. Takedown ditches the gimmicks and sticks to what works. Simple break action over and under design with 22 long rifle or 22 Magnum on top and 410 shotgun on the bottom. It comes apart with the push of a button, making it one of the easiest rifles on this list to break down and store. It weighs in just under 6 pounds, has synthetic furniture that won't care if it gets wet, and carries the Savage name, which still holds weight among hunters and backwoods shooters. It's a gun built for small game, light defense, and worst-case scenarios. Not flashy, not tactical, but practical to the core. Accuracy is decent, especially with the rifle barrel, and while the shotgun barrel isn't going to bring home a turkey at 50 yards, it'll handle squirrels, rabbits, or even a snake if you're feeling lucky. Maintenance is dead simple, with fewer parts to worry about than most semi-autos. The Model 42 doesn't pretend to be anything it's not. It's a solid survival gun that earns its keep quietly, kind of like the old guy in the corner who doesn't talk much but has been through 3 wars. The STY Scout doesn't scream survival rifle, but it walks into the conversation like it owns the place and dares you to prove it wrong. Born from Jeff Cooper's vision of the perfect all-purpose rifle, this bolt-action 308 is light, compact, and shockingly versatile. It's designed to be carried far and used hard, with a built-in bipod, integral scope rail, and a spare magazine hidden in the stock like a secret weapon. Weighing about 6.5 pounds and stretching 39 inches overall. It's longer than the others on this list, but makes up for it in raw capability. The 308 chambering gives it serious range and stopping power, and in a survival context, that could mean defending your camp from predators, both 2-legged and 4. Accuracy is what you'd expect from a rifle that costs over $1,700. Tight groups, consistent performance, and buttery smooth bolt action. It's overkill for some scenarios, sure, but when things go bad and you need reach, the STY Scout won't flinch. This is the kind of rifle you buy when you don't just want to survive. You want to outshoot and outlast everything around you. It's high-speed gear with a philosophy behind it, and even if you never leave your county, it still makes you feel like you could walk across 3 states and feed yourself the whole way. The Browning BLR Takedown might just be the most elegant rifle in the survival category, And that's not something you hear often when talking about guns that are supposed to get beat up in the woods. It's a lever-action rifle that breaks in half in seconds, yet still holds true zero when reassembled. That's no small feat, and it's what puts this rifle firmly in the conversation, chambered in calibers like .308, .243, and even .450 Marlin for the big boys. The BLR gives you real stopping power in a package you can stash in a pack or under a truck seat. It features a detachable box magazine, something you won't find on most lever guns, and a lightweight aluminum receiver that keeps it manageable at around 6.8 pounds. Performance-wise, it handles like a dream. The lever action is smooth, the trigger crisp, and accuracy is excellent for a takedown rifle. Whether you're out elk hunting or just prepping for whatever's next, the BLR delivers in looks, function, and firepower. This isn't your granddad's lever gun. It's built for the modern shooter who respects tradition but demands reliability. It's the survival rifle for people who still believe style matters, even after the grid goes down. This rifle might be the most unique entry on the list because it doesn't come from a big-name manufacturer. The Appalachian Scout is a custom-built, handcrafted survival rifle created by Dove Custom Guns, and it's earned its spot by offering old-school ruggedness mixed with smart, modern upgrades. At first glance, it looks like a classic lever action straight out of a Western, but the magic is in the details. Chambered in .357 Magnum, it delivers impressive versatility since it can also cycle .38 Special, making it easier to manage recoil and stretch your ammo supply. It features a scout rail for optics, ghost ring sights, a threaded barrel for suppressors, and a paracord-wrapped lever that feels just right in the hand. The furniture is wood, but it's not delicate. This thing is built to work, not sit in a display case. While it may not be a takedown rifle in the traditional sense, its compact profile and fast handling make it just as viable in a backpack or on a saddle. In terms of reliability, it runs like clockwork and shrugs off dust, rain, or snow without complaint. The craftsmanship is excellent, but that level of quality comes at a price, and availability is limited to small batches. This rifle feels like something passed down through generations, only it's brand new and built with survival in mind. It's the kind of gun that makes you feel more capable just by holding it. If there's one rifle that practically built the small game prepper community, it's the Ruger 1022. The takedown version of this legendary rimfire brings all the reliability and customization of the original, but adds a takedown mechanism that makes it ridiculously easy to transport and stow. You push a lever, twist the barrel, and suddenly you've got a rifle that fits inside most backpacks with room to spare, weighing just over 5 pounds and chambered in .22 long rifle. It's not going to win any firefights, but that's not what it's here for. The 1022 takedown is meant to quietly and efficiently put meat in the pot and stay out of the way until you need it. With a 10-round rotary magazine, excellent aftermarket support, and a trigger that's better than it has any right to be at this price point, it continues to earn its reputation. Accuracy is excellent for a rimfire, and the modularity means you can throw on a scope, a suppressor, or swap out the stock if you're so inclined. It's also one of the easiest rifles to clean and maintain, with no small parts to lose in the dirt. In the field, it just works. And when you're trying to survive, that's worth more than all the tactical Bell Smith & Wesson Heisels in the world. This rifle is the baseline for survival preparedness. Everything else is either fancier or more expensive, but few are more proven than this. That's 6 rifles down, and now we're stepping into serious territory. The next 5 aren't just survival options. They're the ones you reach for when you've got one backpack, one shot, and no margin for error. These are rifles that don't just ride in your gear, they earn their place with performance, reliability, and a real-world track record. If you thought the earlier picks were impressive, the top of the list is about to raise the bar. Let's keep going. Built for downed pilots and desperate moments, the Henry AR-7 has a history written in survival, not marketing brochures. Originally designed for U.S. Air Force pilots in the 1950s, this rifle was built with one mission in mind: keep someone alive in the middle of nowhere until rescue arrives. It may look a little strange to modern eyes, but the design hasn't changed much, and that's because it still works. Chambered in .22 long rifle, it breaks down into just a few parts, all of which store neatly inside its own stock. That means when it's packed, it's watertight, it floats, and it's one of the most compact survival rifles ever made. The entire thing weighs about 3.5 pounds, and you can assemble it in under a minute with no tools. Despite its minimalist appearance, the AR-7 can produce decent accuracy out to 50 yards, which is plenty for small game or basic defense in a survival situation. It's not made for constant abuse, but it'll survive rain, cold, and being tossed into a river if necessary. Maintenance is straightforward, and the included magazines stow neatly in the buttstock, which is a feature more rifles should have. This is a survival rifle in the purest sense. It's not meant for the range or home defense. It's meant for those desperate moments when everything else has failed, and all you have left is your gear and your will to keep going. If survival had a secret weapon hiding in plain sight, it would look a lot like the Keltech Sub2000 Gen 3. This thing folds in half like a lawn chair, fits into a backpack without a fight, and shares magazines with your favorite 9mm pistol. It's the kind of gun that doesn't just travel light, it travels smart. And in 2025, that kind of thinking matters more than ever. Chambered in 9mm or 40 Smith & Wesson, the Sub2000 delivers practical pistol-caliber firepower in a 16.25-inch barrel platform that somehow weighs just over 4 pounds. It folds at the barrel and locks into a carry-safe shape that makes it one of the most compact rifles in this entire lineup. Pair that with Glock or SIG-compatible magazines, and now you've got a rifle that eats from the same plate as your sidearm. That kind of logistics streamlines your ammo game in a big way. Accuracy is more than respectable for a blowback carbine, especially with red dot optics mounted on newer M-LOK rails. It's not going to win matches, but it'll hit center mass at 100 yards with no drama. Maintenance is straightforward, and the new Gen 3 improves reliability while reducing felt recoil. It's still a Keltech, which means the aesthetics might not win over traditionalists, but functionally, this thing gets the job done. It's not tactical cosplay, it's survival efficiency. The Sub2000 is like that weird-looking wrench in your toolbox that always works when nothing else does. Where the Sub2000 leans on clever folding tricks, the TNW Aero Survival Rifle brings brute force adaptability with AR-style modularity and a takedown design that means business. This rifle takes everything people appreciate about the AR platform, including modularity, widespread parts availability, and caliber variety, and brings it into a takedown design that breaks down in seconds. Unlike many rifles that only claim to be versatile, the Aero Survival Rifle actually delivers on that promise in the real world. You can get it in popular pistol calibers like 9mm, 40, and 45 ACP, as well as in rifle calibers such as .223 and .300 Blackout. Thanks to a quick barrel swap system and compatibility with Glock magazines, this platform offers multiple roles in a single, adaptable package. The clever design separates the barrel, bolt, and upper into independent modules, which allows for tool-free takedown and easy storage. That means you can stash it in a laptop bag, reassemble it in under a minute, and have a fully functional carbine ready to go. In terms of performance, it delivers smooth shooting with minimal recoil and can maintain consistent 2 MOA groups when paired with decent ammo. While it costs more than the average survival rifle, what you get in return is a rugged alloy frame, ambidextrous controls, and the flexibility to change calibers on demand. It's highly reliable and forgiving in the elements, and cleaning it is refreshingly easy, even after it's been dragged through mud or soaked in rain. This is the rifle you pack when your plan includes uncertainty, distance, and the need to adapt to changing threats. It's compact, customizable, and designed to keep working no matter what kind of mess you find yourself in. If James Bond ever went off-grid and lived in a bug-out cabin, this is exactly what you'd expect to find hidden behind his pantry. And finally, the king of minimalist survival rifles, the Chiappa Little Badger. It might not be the most glamorous pick, but when it comes to doing more with less, nothing beats it. This is the rifle you toss into a pack, forget about, and then thank the stars you brought when things go sideways. It's ultralight, ultra-compact, and ruthlessly simple. No frills, no fluff, just steel, wire, and function, chambered in .22 long rifle. It weighs a ridiculous 2.9 pounds and folds down to just over 17 inches. That makes it one of the lightest, smallest firearms on the planet that still qualifies as a rifle. The skeletonized frame might look like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie, but it's stronger than it looks, and dead reliable in the field. The single-shot action isn't going to win any speed contests, but it forces you to think, aim, and make your shot count. Accuracy is surprisingly good for such a simple design, and the built-in Picatinny rails let you add an optic or even a light if you're feeling fancy. The included storage space for extra ammo on the stock adds a touch of practicality. And since it's .22 long rifle, you can carry a couple hundred rounds without even noticing the weight. This rifle is the definition of survival stripped down to the essentials. It's not sexy, it's not fast, but it's damn near perfect at what it does. If you had to walk away from everything with just one rifle in your hand, this is the one you'd want. The Little Badger doesn't ask for much, but it always shows up when it counts. At the end of the day, a survival rifle isn't about how aggressive it looks or how much you paid for it. It's about how well it works when everything else doesn't. Whether you're out chasing rabbits for dinner, crossing state lines in a crisis, or just trying to stay off the grid without giving up your right to defend yourself, the rifles we just walked through all bring something real to the table. Every shooter's got their preferences. Some want modular platforms with all the Bell Smith & Wesson heisels. Others want a single-shot rifle they can trust to fire every time. That's the beauty of this lineup. There's no one-size-fits-all, but there is a rifle on this list that'll fit your needs if you're honest about what you want and how you live. Now it's your turn. Which rifle earned your trust? Or which one would you never pack even if it came with free ammo? Drop it in the comments. I read every one of them. Even the ones where people try to convince me a .22 is more deadly than a .308 if you know shot placement. And before you go, hit that like button, smash subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone who thinks a survival rifle should be chrome-plated and engraved. Please support your local shelters, train often, and recycle your brass. I'll catch you next time, and as always, carry something that actually works.